My name is Ted Kenneally and I'm an athlete with NVDM Coaching.
Welcome back everyone to my channel, the Parker Kurth YouTube channel. My name is Parker, obviously that's why it's called the Parker Kurth YouTube channel. It'd be a little weird if my name wasn't Parker and it was called the Parker Kurth YouTube channel. Anyway, that's besides the point. I am a 25-year-old triathlete and triathlon coach with NVDM Coaching, as you can clearly see by this nice little sweatshirt I have here. And in 2 short weeks from the filming of this video, myself along with some of my athletes will be racing at Ironman Texas. Now, leading up to the race, I've been posting quite a few of the day in the life, week in the life videos on this channel. Today, however, and for the next few videos, actually, I am going to be changing it up. So I'm not going to be posting what a day in my life looks like anymore. Actually, you get one more day in the life video going over my last big workout. But besides that, all the videos are going to be what the day in the life looks like of one of my athletes. I did this leading up to Ironman Florida last year and the response was great, so I decided to do the same thing this year. Now to kickstart this day in the life series, I guess, I'm going to be featuring the one and only Ted. Now I know he pronounces his name in the video, but I already forgot how to pronounce it. I think it's Kenneally. I don't know, but I could spend the rest of this video talking about Ted, how incredibly hard of a worker he is, his whole story, how much he inspires me, how much I've had to help him with technology. But I've already watched the video he sent over. Well, that's actually pretty cool. He's actually also, I guess, a videographer himself. He put together this entire video. I didn't have to do any editing. So, yeah, what you see is his work. So, big thank you to Ted. But he did a better job than I ever could explaining his story, his background, why he's training for Ironman Texas. And so, instead of me talking about it, I'm just going to let Ted do all the talking. I mean, this is his day in the life, isn't it? It's not mine. So Ted, the floor is yours.
My name is Ted Kenneally and I'm an athlete with NVDM Coaching. I use the word athlete quite loosely, very loosely actually. I'm 56 years old and I'm at the tail end of training for Ironman Texas. I did my first full Ironman last fall, Ironman Florida. I did it by myself. I had no idea what I was doing. I watched a bunch of videos, I read some websites, I swam a lot, I biked a lot, and I ran a lot. And I finished.
55-year-old Ted Kenneally. Ted, you are an Ironman. Well done, my friend. He's from Morehead City, North Carolina.
That was it. I survived. But I knew 2 weeks before I even finished training for that race last fall that I wanted to do another one. And I thought it would be a great idea to have a coach. So I stumbled on Parker Kurth. Right away I liked his energy, his enthusiasm, his humor, his ability to laugh at himself. He was just infectious. So going into Ironman Florida last fall, I knew who Parker was. I'd watched his videos, and as I was leaving for my marathon out of Transition 2, I'm going out, I'm not even 100 yards into my marathon, and the red carpet and the finish line is to my left, and here comes Parker to the finish line as I'm going out. Man, he was smiling ear to ear. He had had a great day. He had had a great race that day. He won his age group. It was really fun for me to see him live and in person. He had no idea who I was. So I've seen Parker, I've just never met him. 2 weeks after that, I emailed him and said, hey, can you be my coach? And he said, sure. And specifically what I really wanted Parker to work with me on was the bike. It's clearly my Achilles heel. I've been swimming since I was 5 years old, competitively through high school. So the swimming part, he's helped me with that as well. But the running part, I've run a marathon, I've done many half marathons and 10Ks. He's helped me with the run as well. But I really enlisted Parker's assistance for the bike, and he has done so much with me. Where do I even start? Zwift, you know, which I'm also a technology, like, caveman, I guess. Like, I'm not good with technology. Parker will vouch for that. one of the biggest things Parker's helped me with is simply getting my Bluetooth hooked up on my heart rate monitor and my Zwift bike. You know, for like the first month, I wasn't sending him any heart rate stuff, any data on my heart and anything. He's like, what's up with this? Can you get me this information? And I was afraid to tell him that I couldn't understand how to get the Bluetooth going. I know that sounds crazy. So he was nice enough to get on FaceTime with me, and he literally like had me face my phone to my, what's it called, iPad, and what buttons to push and all that kind of stuff, and my heart rate monitor as well. So technologically, Parker's been awesome that way as well. What else? The fourth discipline, nutrition. Parker's been great with that. You know, before, in the fall, I just ate a lot and drank a lot. And if I felt good, great. If I didn't, oh well, I gotta do something different. Parker's introduced me to the idea of counting milligrams on my sodium intake and my grams on carbs. Who'd have thought? So I'm a school teacher. I'm a high school history teacher. And I gotta say, Parker will probably vouch for this. I'm very bad at sending him what I call my homework. I'll do a 3-hour bike on a Saturday, and then it'll be 10 hours later that I send him my final homework assignment, which is the data for what my fuel intake was. I do it, but I kind of dread it. It's like homework. But anyway, Parker understands, and I think he understands me. You know, they say that the Ironman, it's not about the day, it's about the training. And Parker's been great about keeping me grounded, I suppose. You know, when you're training for like 4 or 5 months for an event like Ironman Texas, I guess it was December, January, February, March, April. Yeah, this is my 5th month. Life can get in the way. I'm just a regular guy, and I'm married to a beautiful woman. I've got a great family. I've got an awesome dog. So Parker's been great about keeping me grounded and giving me permission to do what I needed to do. And I know that's basic, I get it, but still, if you're the kind of person that commits to doing a full Ironman, I think it's fair to say that you're probably someone that struggles with balancing out life and training. But obviously there's some circumstances where there's no question what the choices are, and it never has been. The first month of training for Ironman Texas, December, my mom passed away, and I was lucky enough to get home about 1,000 miles home to be with her, be with my family. And I really am grateful that I was able to do that. But then I come back, and I'll be honest, it's hard to then get back to where you were physically in training, and I hope that doesn't sound awful. There's no question I'm going to continue on my journey with Ironman Texas, but it's life, and you do have to balance it out. Parker was great. Hey, we'll get back after it when you're ready, and we did. So that was then January, February, and then towards the end of March, my wife was diagnosed with breast cancer. That also put my focus on other things, more important things, obviously. And one thing I one thing I didn't like about my first Ironman is there's so much focus on self. That's the only way you could do it. That it just felt kind of empty. Like, why am I doing this? I'm just doing this for myself. And that's okay. But when my wife was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I was still committed to doing this Ironman Texas, she wouldn't have let me not do it anyway. I decided that I would try to do something. I decided I would try to make this training effort more meaningful. Ironman has something called Ironman Foundation. Long story short, after my wife's surgery, I decided that I would dedicate the final 5 weeks or so of my training for Ironman Texas to raising money for breast cancer research. So through the Ironman Foundation, which you can go on their website, and it's very easy to do. I was able to team up with the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation and the Ironman Foundation. It amazes me how generous people are. I pledged to continue my training for Ironman Texas, but also I was asking people to donate whatever monies they could to the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation by way of the Ironman Foundation. And to date, through the generosity of strangers, family members, friends, people in my community, I'm really grateful to say that we have raised over $3,000 for breast cancer research. And I guess that just makes it all worthwhile. Because seeing what my wife has gone through and knowing what so many women have gone through, I just wanted to dedicate the rest of my training to that effort. So like I said, if you want to do some sort of a fundraiser for a greater good and turn your training into a greater good, I really recommend go to the Ironman website, and they make it very easy to do something like that. Well, look, this is supposed to be a day in my life, okay? And today Parker has me, I gotta get on the bike, and I'm gonna do that on my Zwift in my pain cave in my garage. But tomorrow I'm gonna take you with me. I've gotta run 8 miles, and the way I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna run to work 3 miles. I'm gonna take an 8-hour rest interval, and then I'm gonna run 3 miles home. And then we're gonna take my dog out for a 2-mile run, and that'll be my 8 miles for tomorrow. You know, you gotta fit it in where you can get it fitted in. And then we're gonna go for a swim tomorrow night as well. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. You're gonna need some rest, get some sleep, because we're getting after it tomorrow, okay? Thanks for tuning in. Bye. Well, good morning. It's about 6:45, and I am headed to school. One thing I found with training for an Ironman is, me personally, I try to kill 2 birds with 1 stone as often as I can. So basically what I've become accustomed to doing is commuting to school by way of running. So anyway, as I said, Parker has me today running 8 miles, and I got to do that how I can do that. And for me, it's going to be, I'll run 3 to school, I'll take the 8-hour rest interval, and then I'll run 3 home. And then I got to walk my dog too, Tucker. He's been inside all day. So Parker's got me running intervals throughout those 8 miles. I'm going to do my best to conform to those. He's been very good about just letting me do what I got to do. So we'll see what I can do. All right, here we go. Take a moment to do a little stretching. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling really good. It's about time. It's been about at least 10 days, I think, since I really felt good. I know when I go for a run, within the first 3 steps, I know what my run is going to feel like and how good it's going to be or how bad it's going to be. Parker's told me about the theory of the thirds, that for every 3 workouts, 1 is going to be awful. I've had a lot of those. 1's going to be sort of okay, and then 1's going to be awesome. I think today is going to be an awesome day, and I'm very happy about that. Because I got to say, I mentioned my mom passed away back in December. It's now April 10th, and my sisters and I decided that we would have a life celebration for my mom in April. So, after my wife had her surgery in late March, we then went up to New England for my mom's funeral and life celebration. So that took me away from training for about another 6 days, just last week. And I've got 2 weeks to go before Ironman Texas. So I'm grateful. It was a beautiful visit with my family. Wouldn't trade it for the world. but it's time to get back to work, and I'm really feeling good about today. So let's get back at it. All right, well, I made it to school, just a little over 3 miles, and I better get in there lest I be tardy. I gotta say, today was a great start. Seriously, I think you all know what I'm talking about. Some days you feel okay, some days you feel awful. Today feels awesome, and it's been a long time. So I'm very happy about that. Gotta get in, gotta teach a little bit about Teddy Roosevelt today, and that's perfect because I'm feeling like a bull moose today. Afternoon, I'll see you again. We'll run home, and then we'll take Tucker for a walk. All right, catch you later, guys. It's a great day at school. Got Teddy Roosevelt digging the Panama Canal, got Taft out of the bathtub, and we got Woodrow Wilson elected in 1912. Now I'm running home, trying to get Parker's intervals in. It's got to kind of work it in there, doing my best, but I'm getting the miles in. We'll get home. Tucker's probably dying to get outside, and we'll get him in for the last 2 miles. So, all right, here we go. Okay, somebody is ready to go for a run. Last 2 miles. Tucker's with me. You ready to go, buddy? You gonna lead the way? It's probably the hardest 2 miles I've run all day. No offense, Parker, but this guy's a lot tougher than you. All right, here we go. And we're off. Squirrel! Squirrel! Oh my gosh. This is the hardest I've run all day. Bird. Okay. Whew. All right. So that's about 1,000 down and looks like 3,000 to go. Parker has me going 4,000 yards today, which is about right. Because, yeah, wow. 2 weeks from today, I fly to Houston for the 2024 Texas Ironman. Parker, where's the time going? That's 5 months. It flew by like that. Okay, well, listen, I want to thank you all for joining me today in this day in the life of an amateur NVDM athlete. And I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been great having you. But look, it's crunch time, and I got to get back to work. So I will say adios right now.
I really don't think there's much else to be said. If that doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what will. I was texting Ted today on my last long, hard day, and yeah, I'd be lying if I didn't say that texting him and watching that video didn't help push me through those last few intervals on the bike and the run. So I will have all of his information in the description box below. I will have his Ironman Foundation link down there if you want to donate. I'll have information on how to start your own Ironman Foundation if you want to do that. But yeah, once again, huge thank you to Ted for sending that. And Ted, I can't wait to see you at that finish line in Texas.